Abujamba je say Mammy Akosua Serwaa me no kasai api court no abusia sisi maame no wanya jai wayi ne nse frase enya asam keto akura nene ensemi beto abonte no ababe asam wanwa pa chese obi ase bitimlega wife fo entokwa wo moja akunyina ne se omosomo bobo mo ho e dia twen api court case no nene saade ba beche ne sese bio ye ba bete se Mammy Akosua Serwaa ye koma wono so wajai api no nsensem dia na chese sebi o mayensa asifom pa enya asem keto abusia ene ensem aba betu dwai ayensem ama ye ho adwiri pa ya abusia enya asem keto na ensem firi he efiri obi ba de pa platform so a ene CEO ababe kasansem ha eguso AK Black Media
notice of appeal. So after that, no, almost file it. Notice near, no, they say
notice. File for notice of appeal, the other person would respond with some proceedings in Astas.
Do you also open your day?
Well, so say the here. Some maybe announce when
so day.
And as me lawyers say, me lawyers are any omu ye dwuma yi so mo file.
Yes, you want to show the way info mu die. So, say me ba so ma file ya. Could it be say be other opponent in the lawyers ni mana?
No, if notice of appeal, you file for notice.
Adepa okay say omu di asem ni we ya say Monday na file for appeal.
Yeah, so no.
Why?
Omu di asem ni we see you. See you
kasa.
See you. Wanyako.
Media me sana say appeal no mbeko ana no say they will do it mbeko.
Ache, ubiza na ache.
It's recently
he didn't say they have done it.
Yeah. One can say me confronting say uncle. Divorce letter why reading here they no say aden. And I say she the same letter no. Mama no accept say obafu from papa na ware no. Me reading another paragraph for say papa no acknowledge drink now they buy. Inti, are you sure you are asking the woman questions, like allowing the woman to open up more to you so that the case will be strong? And he just did, he didn't say anything to me again.
But I honor the to be on Kenya way because letter no a letter of intent and yet divorce certificate. It's a big church of Mochron. It's no so I can say across my camera on the engine.
Cause I then that them by you cause me maintain you.
Teacher, can I
certificate SSHC.
Teacher, is there a timeline after filing for notice of appeal? Is there a timeline to meet in filing your appeal?
I've tried to check the civil procedure rules. I think the was almost 21 days, but on only time I also filed for notice of appeal. But the initially coming by and now you can. If it notice any different, and you know, it's only give the timeline for notice. If you're already a seminary, time also file for appeal. Okay, this is why I file for notice. Sorry, I mean, I file for notice that. What I say, deadline. I'm going to mark a deadline. Where general searching, after you call 21 days. It is some file for that, and they can. So I say. Or more than maybe, but
appeal. No, I say, ada, you know, mumpesa appeal ni beba subisa anambo.
Debi. Ade appeal no Friday, man, kwa ebe force one mamako.
I don't know where you
actually want them to go.
Yeah, bet kukuru mamako jina court. Omo de chakra ye don't make us omo fight. I'm telling you.
Some of us learning careful and say, "Best do Supreme Court."
Oh yeah, sure. Pass it. Yes,
a bit my Supreme Court, you know, because me sure say. See, corners, say, I overturn and I'm sure double new for the Supreme Court. And I say, oh man, yeah,
for Supreme Court.
I assume, I'm sure the Say Basse, ABA, or the fans say a quarter no Mocassi, Yaji, Papa, Mamma, Yaji, Mamma, and Manonia is so the brain. I'm sure they will fight for a play like 100%. They will fight for a play. I was
I for Odoboni for Odoboni.
Yes.
Say Banisa.
No, I don't think so. They will not fight for anything. I don't think the people around Odobroni will let her do that. Because the truth is that
let's be honest, they will fight for the no. And the counter arena to the high court counter suit. What was the point of it? If they will not fight for counter suit, what was the point of it?
No, if Bema no, wuna worry Bema na who say Bema no anka no prebi antero. Now obey it me prove say or was certificate. What
we are sure say we or like Christian grandpa be honest because when we claim we don't have any no question
you see as mama no prove the certificate that has got nothing to do with Odobroni for Odobroni to go and do any whatever because that means the man lied to her about certain things. So that why should she go and fight? The people around there will not tell her to. The people around there will not tell her to.
No. Hey, there are so many cases in Timmy Court. Court of Appeal.
Me say, yeah, man, koye ni bibi ampacho. Yeah, man,
my opinion, American.
Say, mama, no one me paper. Wa show evidence.
What is your beef? What is your beef?
I am very certain. Even though I'm not saying but maybe as members of the pastor are with my power for Supreme Court. And I'm an example actually. And as some more consonants or most they still have the right because the Supreme Court never found that. Okay. So most of the cases ends up in Supreme Court, especially a man's own contended panel, even divorce cases. Papa if anything. Papa
RNQ.
Yes, I was on the don't know Court of Appeal. So we are now Supreme Court. And so we really most cases was a call High Court no matter about a Court of Appeal was a Court Supreme Court near certain any pan. Because I don't know
lawyers who scout Ghana no.
Here, my follow-up question. We are not future. We are not my follow-up question. My last one.
Because you say person me na Mr. Dilo. Mr. Dilo man Ghana.
We are arguments, you know. ARGH can be say as a lawyer now can be say in an interview say so more present any other documents or appeal case they will reject it. Is he wrong to state something like that?
Oh, if the lawyer is talking lawyers for casa the or casa money cash or casa lawyer no lawyer and I just
lawyer.
Okay. In Sano or casa within the confidence in it at the end of casa if you're wrong, but that doesn't mean say the work cannot be hold it because they will challenge it. But it's up to the court to make that decision because when you make an appeal,
good.
When you make an appeal, exceptionally, no, mama, say if you are using evidence because ABI was difficult to get a time and then you make an effort. We prove never be a judge and the okay, Fabra and ABI might be good for whatever. You know, they allow that, but the way the judge, the lawyer, is there to adversary. Be our
lawyer. Future, but my mimi saw some future. And we won't accept you in jail. Oh, you really not my memory. Now you're lawyer. A lawyer future. MP. Emi saw. Who make his statement be na me say what say ekoba say fine say in case say bi omudima mama Akosua. Mama Akosua. Odobroni for any lawyer so
opinion about
me I know I'm also it's an also opinion like you just said now.
Okay.
No eba sa omo file for appeal na then omo beka eno no your
depending how Court of Appeal for no ebeye
Because it wasn't really based on evidence based. Yeah, what was it?
Oh no. Say, even
they say customary. No, they did not really judge in some
so what's appeal again?
No. Hold on.
Maybe
definitely cannot say that. Even
they don't bet me the agent, so I can say be on they call appeal and Supreme Court, whatever the next level. Then on the business. I just want to know.
And I make sure say, depending the outcome of the Court of Appeal for no issue no. If it's my say be a more issue new evidence be a more counter. Ninya na the Supreme Court na the final say. Okay, say until say be the Supreme Court no. You cannot say the case cannot change. And I've seen really especially way back. The case be especially the divorce case. I can't because a high court to court of can something different. Now as I was Supreme Court, most of us have a back to original one. And that's why based on the Court of Appeal, because go to the Court of Appeal, outcome. No, or we could better Supreme Court. There's more there'll be more judges. Okay, and based on the Court of Appeal outcome. No, it's easily done with my father for a appeal because. Sometimes you want to challenge the law.
Maybe what are the possible things because meaning say a customary marriage na ya German right.
Atama yen kwa you yen kwa pie. O for so dia share enko.
I mean they can say future na bisa question. Which may be some question. What
some of the arguments that they made, even they can still revisit for the purpose of debate. Lawyers no more side
yeah, say debate.
Arguments. Yeah, they use all means. You know, we fight for relief. So, better be able to be very much better. Two, another what I say, but even that customary, they can go and try. You see, customary aspect. They can make argument or not. Okay, but that doesn't mean that
okay. Not to say it will be like not to say it will be on the mameno and not necessarily say the odo bruni side or no bruni na kasa be an aware
no say odobroni yaje atuma yaje ordinance not odobroni and then you have to use different means to go for appeal and as challenge based on the court of
just to invalidate
I will not be surprised. Say appeal now. Say appeal never so almost I release that issue. No, but my side release that issue. That doesn't mean the court to be judged, but they will test what this court of appeal will say about that. They might call for another way. You see, this is why a man's on train on sanity. Who issue all your weapons, okay? Who issue all your weapons? I didn't want to go into it. Said I make some will be advice, but just let me throw light. Just like appeal number. What does it? You want to use all the weapons. The father say on so called you want to also use it, okay? Not the court, you are testing the court.
After appeal yaje atum after what the fact process yaje atum yemfa o de make ye nyina na debate na you okay yemfa nse omo so file omo decide because certificate na ebi ma na so omo sa be fine
they can say present certificate omo call certificate depending on na me say you am to make case no saying that my kind court of appeal judgment is here assume is appeal but almost judgment about it's easy for me to come out with ideas
what you say which about see nyina no ye tetete
yes I'm with my say almost no we no amadia to me no it wasn't wait because this and that they might also find issues with how
more can make to be so. Who read the verdict?
Abandonment. Yes,
at the pay. Who read the verdict now? Verdict no baby no. Mame Akosua Serwaa ka say Daddy Lumba took Ghana 2013. Muntio. Emma judge ni bisa na say na Daddy Lumba took Ghana 2013 and played do say na wo kwasra Daddy Lumba. In the verdict no. Mame Akosua say Ghana kwasra Daddy Lumba 2012. Okwasra na 2011 and okwasra na 2018. To my judge ne ka say Obi a wosi wukunu to call Ghana 2013. How come so wukɔ visiting in 2011, 2012? Ɛhɔ no mo edi tro. Adepa verdict no say we read the verdict ya. Me dey minim grounds and go for way
and try to back up pepe no one who do
and trying it macho and trying
the other lady has come to be come to say
yes, or not, but you see, the thing is,
I don't think so, cause
see you say.
I think
picture back on man jantum there.
Yeah, jantum. Enti wo koka say
right no.
See anjantum antu beka so no say andro entity. I don't know better I was apparently there. On the cross, on the law, no. Apart from that, no, say evidence, no. That cross examination aspect, no. I course, by me a time when I was you and I were not there.
Abusia panini dear, no. Abusia panini witness, no. Judge, no. I'm put to wait on it. Judge, no. But to go intimacy.
Exactly. That's a person. Mention mucho. Say, and on the end, just said, we need a week here. We cross it a week here.
Yeah, and yes,
any probability. But I say,
okay, future. Okasa on flow be a kumada. Now court akacho say you were caught on tape. Say woka. Ni akensi we ni mayentro.
And I'm just saying, judge not.
Yeah, as a question of inconsistency. My friend Kumada, any judgment him. I dare you.
Me pacho, yes, say, but can some say when he na me man ko kan
Now we go to no, and yes, I did. Say
me pacho inti then na judge ka say she was caught on tape.
Let me say the judge
street language and pacho tremasiye. Layman's understanding, my
see you. I think so. Your work no patches. No, they prove it a marriage by conduct, customary marriage. You know, no, they prove it by marriage by conduct.
Yeah.
Say if you be business say when Obana tana watch and nebusa phone ya aware. Na say matana che when nebusa phone ya aware. It's by conduct now or customary. It's immediate to me same plan. So I don't know your reference. But you can correct me if I'm saying no reference it's on tape.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And yes, they all can be different, and the CEO can see different.
Okay, CEO the paragraph said,
yeah, the CEO
I got 119.
Nasaki, CEO the it's also a different
Labor.
Anyway, ain't no cross examination.
Lawyer and church mono and so, but only different from the CEO.
119.
There be say asama ye can say na CEO ka say judge ne ka say when Pama was caught on tape. I don't know can say it was just to prove of our real na Odobroni's marriage by calling her can I say in-law, sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Say it's something that my Pama can say.
Adepa, can we read?
Okay. Say another paragraph. Chief, with my as your friend. Was PP 119 a prosecution witness one. Plenty witness one. Yes, the other sister of the deceased under cross-examination, though she denied the fact that D2 was married to the deceased. Hey, was it Bumpuma deny, even though Bumpuma denies that she admitted that what D2 was D2, which is Dobroni in-law, as she's caught on tape. Hey, what admitted say or Frey that Dobroni in-law because events the will tape put on so American had to be serious referring to her as a sweet sister-in-law, loving sister-in-law among others.
The future, I know you are a lawyer and you respect people's, but this in plain terms is a lie.
No, hold on. Say line paragraph from what they are waiting me the Abanama Kokan or they may make kind to see an idea. No, what they prove customary marriage and see an paragraph 120 now. But it is not a customary law that even be accepted through conduct. Hey, on an American. to be accepted after that statement. No, the link to marriage by conduct. I say. It was a true cohabitation. It does not require documentary proof of marriage of ordinance do.
Departure, obey 121 no at also.
120. Okay. 2121. It is very surprising that prosecutor who admitted visiting the deceased and due to right from birth of their first child and even the third child is named after her can testify in court to deny due to as her sister-in-law. Name her can testify in court to deny due to from her own answers and the cross-examination. She has been very active in the lives of the deceased and D2. She confirmed that she used to call her frequently according to her deceased access to get place for D2 and me I make kind of message the child passport. But for the audio that she sent to D2, which are now in evidence, PW1 would have succeeded in denying that D2 was married to the deceased and that D2 was would have succeeded in denying that D2 was married to the deceased and that he was a sister-in-law. Okay, hold on. Intino. What they senka because very the pomane can say we in while dobronin worry that lumba okay. And my many issues are a conduct no beke kai. And all can say Rebecca say Tenkanye audio no by office sister-in-law and ya to the bedini adina anchor or wait me associate. Okay, a bit more society. I say, yeah, worry, but my men one year because conduct and not say, for sister-in-law, we are aware where do by bedina to married by conduct and the customary no, it may worry, sir, and prayer now the buy and into no kind and on just all control or none the still I want to. I don't think the master.
I respected counsel. I have not done this thing. I've not done this thing with you before. I'm coming back.
Someone better than my so say ye busan say wa friend odobroni sister-in-law ni dia any judgment nim say it's our question was raised ebia omo busan ba judge na fam bam dia fine
sister-in-law the same can say here ono original so by conduct no all do you know
no on tia say omo say court no busan say brempoma wa friend odobroni say or your sister-in-law and another brempoma can say there be answer never was audio I don't get
on no but say odobroni get and tell you by why odobroni okay because that by why odobroni I'm just say then no amamre no so for be
future don't get it twisted. Sir, omo back and forth no more it's what the judge used to say or the can answer. Indeed, he was
no. I've just read it. Storage.
As of now, I'm not disputing your fact, but I'm just saying, say true omo ordinary kujina box na no or tutona no.
Yes.
A hona judge ninya the throw the wokano. That's what we are saying.
Well, say it was on tape. Then say if he wasn't on tape, I'll just read. I'm just reading the.
119.
Some now we can still have future and the
sister. Okay, the elder sister.
The man can say you are reading from the judge, right? You are reading from the judge voice, and I'm
reading from the judge judgment, you know.
And I may try to say here some now all canon. It was true, say na bring pomagina box in na odobroni lawyers. Busan say own friend as soda. I know cast they be my friend.
Oh, okay, but that is not judgment. Okay, but it's not capturing the judgment. And
yes, but I'm just saying it's not capturing.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm only reading the judgment.
Yeah. I'm not disputing your fact, but I'm just teaching.
Capturing the judgment there.
Of course, the judge can want some of it. Me can want some. So with the whole kind, we can do nothing. This is open with me. They can want some. Other okay, abaya so be any. Indeed, if it's in there, you can use it for whatever you want to use it for.
Para say what judgment you move on there. By any mudia, so unti me fine.
Future, my question is, do you want to see this case, say, Medru Supreme Court?
Oh, many in Ukraine, I come in one cow, Mama, about to as I Japadina Chen.
But as a law person, now, on there for legal way, no.
This is why they created the hierarchy of the court. Say, you will call court of appeal. Starting from district court, circuit court, now call high court, now call court of appeal. And it's one thing on high court and then judgment about next one, I need to train a bit. Okay, and it's still now. You can't announce okay, and see breakfast Supreme Court. A bar, Nipa bear 7 and another more. Okay, and now as the what you want to say, yes, it is served. Because BBI to me say so. But if they want to go that way, they are fine. But they are more, they have their rights. They have their rights.
I want to ask something. One last question, please. Future. Ma worry me kunu. Why? Ma worry me kunu. Na me kunu ewu. Na there are issues concerning my legality. Ewa worry. Okay. Is it necessary for me to go and fight that in court? Does it affect properties now the mommy?
Of course. So when your spouse, unless there's a will be a to be able to party on why to my will be but then yes, they are especially Ghana law no affect the property. Okay, because when your copying this law now as a spouse, children, parent, customer according to that. Since I own your spouse you don't have that right to be a beneficiary of the
future. Okay. My main question very quick. Future, what the lady asked, two questions, man. But what the lady asked, I think so there's a circumstance whereby someone has also gotten married, okay? In terms of the trust and now whatever and they will with me and really be them or the man and without the wife. But if you're born in Medina, is that the case? Can the wife go fight? Say, Miss me, be a man, especially when with that Lumba case in the money. So if that Lumba the man without mentioning Mami Akusia's name, it means Mami Akusia has no property. Regardless of fighting for a wife. I know you have the first question.
Okay, I mean one
okay, all right. Me say Mami fan to us, maybe I know be super so baby. Me who is that appeal now? Is there a threshold time for an appeal? Because appeal no me sure say appeal for legality of a wife. I don't know why. If there's a threshold that maybe I'll which me actually.
Okay, and first one no. Say so when normally the general principle is the wishes of the person must be respected. It's a big sure that to the work and then but a Japadena watch yes. You have to make sure say a ward there the Nipana no in a state. It is a when you be share movie biana. Yebe honi nse mama Akosua tanya mama Akosua kana na Akosua daluma no bi na adwuma bi business bi na anazo akwaje bosia bi na so bi de nika ni nyina no yebe jejeje ni nyina nti se apart from say bia mama Akosua be prove say bibi o a we de one ne dia o mo ehia o baba je ne de na dia kana daluma de ne de koma e de akoka daluma state no ho na acha when it's a bibi sa how fine senya sa na say solely ne daluma de abusia de bi enim na de dia and they let them back on so. But the case is the only exceptions in the Mizabia send when we hear it or no, they be a Japan, the other than the Ukun dia channel, and what their child woman, Unkwa, Evanze, Unkrunkwa, dia, but a reasonable provision. And they be now depending on the soul, BB or her, when you may be BB or her, yes, without a Ukrunama Bibino, be affected her. The court might can make some reasonable provision amount. Exceptionally, and I say, especially in crowd, woman, that's your amount more now. If it's my reasonable provision, yeah, my be a reasonable. If it's my boy, I take that for the special, depending on the man, one is proven. Other than that, anything that will test that, well, though can't be an honor, but the wishes no, very respected. That's what is it? The wizard question, what is it?
Yeah, okay.
And a timeline, I think say a notice of appeal on the I just this one I just checked it, it says 21 days, but civil high court civil procedure rule that say and now we know say court of appeal and also rules normally no civil event civil procedure uko makola civil procedure how and court act how follow process or file for appeal where you say notice in the 8 days now mo say defamation or responding civil procedure receive 47 tizanity but we ma put in January 21 which probably but only all filing notice the pana or opponent I get it I'll be one copy. I'm most submitting my argument. Okay, proceedings and a record of appeal no be send it to the high court. Next court maybe a course be any those things. And I think some file that they are going through something, but someone filed there. I'm sure that the deadline would have been passed by now. But I believe they be on my filing or more train the other proceedings in the time now. Say correct, how the court works in them. We need it to be this will be obeying lawyer. My madam will be able to because of my father. My madam caught into this, so I don't have much we can say and also or more so. But that's all because I'm enough details because I can't say anything. But if they are 5, we know. I mean, they are, we know. It I was appointed or they wanted to I would come up. But if they have done it, they would have done by now. But maybe at the red nest, so far, notice that they have had a copy, so you are intent to appeal. To honor here first. So I almost had deadline tremor, and I be a very way say because the court there's always have a timeline. Okay, there's always a timeline to that. So the bear won't end me, and yet. It's now be illegal limitation act. Even in the limitation act, there's a timeline you have to do certain things. And that's it would class as say when you're interested. It's definitely there's a timeline, but if they would do that, they've done it by now. Maybe they are always waiting for whatever reasons.
Future more question, but the second question is why do you think case way I say concentration in acquire just the certificate because the time beside they can beside this Supreme Court issue no I was recently even some of the lawyers cried until recently a Supreme Court a ruling say so no be warrior na want to improve say in fact a Japadian who contribute be adipa no no everybody and everyone knew say so far as I know our there Japadia Basa our retire Bama 50-50. But until recently, Supreme Court said that is not it. Don't you think that this issue you are concentrating on certificate, no? A Drew Supreme Court they will say no. Say what when the Berman on Casa, when the Berman say for the past 10 years certificate no might not hold you. Say when a legal wife. What is your take on that?
So then we're in a divorce, where will be all kind of divorce. So, yeah, our real go out and purchase the what I say.
Okay.
And we're in the so the banana was you or pianist law 111 or why it's how interstate. Why interstate? And way different. And the only thing is, and I even class only by money you can still now approve you can be entitled to your share either 20% to 20%, and some bear money there now for kind of state or a better man. The job the bush of one that they are sending with the assistant work. And now the all kind is about 50-50. Oh, yeah, on also anything. On also no, I mean a court no, Supreme Court no, normally no is the equity is equality where a 20 independence. Section 22 Constitution Section 20 article Constitution can that way but not principle it just doesn't mean 50-50 people categorize 50-50 equity is fairness. Equity means fairness means when you be say if you know the 80% by now the 20% by near that's not equitable, that's not equity until all clarify only we on the floor say ABFS assume say you be worried at the Padebe meaning my yellow. Cotton said, though, sometimes you can make your own property out banning can prove it. I say, I'm not quite sure today, but normally nonsense happen, this is happen. I'm clarify it, and then I'm taking into account how long the marriage has been, what your way, your financially, pushing a like those things. Generally, in a normal case, a case by case basis. Case na master we ba na ba no now you are head and ye no kusi na it not make sense decision on make here. Okay, no 19 still now they will factor certain things such as substantial contribution.
Okay, anything I mean, say, don't two things say this case too might go the same way.
This one, and I'm just my mom answered that. I'm catching when you're a divorce case.
Okay.
Where until we need the brand society will be no spouse no automatically yes 20% and 55%. I for 12.5 customers society 12.20 on a different category. So that lumber just now. Or jai or any jai or corporate or moko chair or quarter, it won't say very different thing because that lumbanatias. What does it?
Okay.
In a way, no, or any necessary. Whoever is a spouse, no, we know it's automatically no. And as I can say, or one in my but you said the more matrimonial, like all those factors and they play part. At the minimum there, I don't want to say my but those things in they are all factors of this in training, okay.
Me feel is a case in the Supreme Court.
I say also court of appearance. I mean,
I don't understand what stopped her from serving the man bigamy. I don't say my dream was issues why she didn't. I've thought of it like why
send him
be
anywhere, right?
They just send the warning that the man knows that it is bigamy. As a threat, but wow, once me and son
marriage certificate or convention for bigamy, marriage certificate.
My son say
but future, what about the situation whereby when they get to the high court, to the Supreme Court, and it happens that there's no marriage certificate or she's not able to prove the marriage certificate just as she couldn't in the high court. And that is how is it going to be? Is it going to be a polygamous marriage whereby the man has an authority to marry two or more, so they will deal the case in terms of polygamy.
Please mute yourself. You are
in terms of polygamy, whereby the man decides who are ordering a will and as ordering a man. Because once it's polygamous, it's the man's decision. The person ordering a will a man. Because we worry my bear 3, a man 2 office ordering a will a man. The other lady no who now here first, who now here last. Ultimate pray. Oh yeah, what the young. And so say Supreme Court still went to prove the marriage certificate.
Okay.
Some question
yeah. Okay, you know, I would clarify. So mom, she gonna be.
So this is what I was trying to talk about. Say in case I go Supreme Court and I even appeal no not say sabi we still went to improve.
Well, you should Supreme Court now. Not the final court of appeal is at least
but the main final say appeal court or even if it goes there. That is even if it goes there, not still went to improve the marriage certificate. Does that mean say the law will look at this case as a polygamous marriage? And since it becomes a polygamous marriage, it means it's a Bema no work 2 means say or worry 2 and 3 and no sabi ne japade no so ono no we decide so the Bema ne ma ne room 2 say room near me and room 2 and I say ne reba ko the 2 o manye bi no cannot fight it because me who say wo ye wade yanka unye bi in this case the court no went me prove here. What happens to Ejapade and the legality now or Presa and Professor the only surviving spouse as compared to Ejapade now or Pre? How is it going to be?
And Sandy, it's not. There's nothing new added here because that's what the High Court has established already. Anyway, so I'm appeal now. You're working on one court a polygamous, which is the customary, and you can marry more than one. Until I was home meeting when I was there. And that's what they established. The only thing I is contending is because of there's ordinance, or no can also say because under ordinance it can only be one wife. Say or corner court and the same thing. It comes back to the High Court and unless if there's otherwise.
That means so much Japadian whether we know
on the PNDC. Well, the young way and for now I can make reference to PNDC law not there.
Say young who will not doesn't mean say no. Maybe now
if there's a will, it should have been the High Court. It should have been the High Court.
But it could be in a trust. I mean, trust is even more powerful than the word.
So, in future, some men are okay. It should be at the high court. No, so you wouldn't know if it's there or not.
You wouldn't know.
And I mentioned that, yes, in terms of why I was saying, but only thing I know is that they made a research. They don't have a record of it.
Who has the right to make a search?
And in fact, I read it.
Future, who has the right to make a search?
Also, whoever is the beneficiary.
Okay, so who made the search that you are talking about?
May can't be say or might be key when not taking it as if class or master now. But if there was a well, there has to have been open with the executor to apply for a letter of progress. The will not
future, please. We are sticking it one at a time. You say it should be at the high court, and I'm saying, who should go for a search?
Mr. Beneficiaries.
Okay, so there's no beneficiary who has gone for a search. Me and you know this.
Who told you? Okay, well, maybe I might be wrong. That search has been made by High Court.
Okay, now that you are coming back to it, the search was made by Obatiwa.
I mean, and she's not a beneficiary. Okay, she's not a beneficiary. So how do we even attest the authenticity of this?
Internet. So let's get that. Okay, on internet, so the search, where the source of where the search came from now. It says Obatiwa multimedia, and on open up as about Tabecas only TS.
Say a original writing on the search, and this one now say
a question. So who has the right to do the search?
Beneficiaries. Until now, watch them about it. I knew they was about it when I search. By the way,
I don't know. I don't know.
So future that should tell you saying you're authentic.
But
if Obatiwa is not a beneficiary, no, it's not authentic.
Media crowd, number the example can be a biaka.
Wow.
Yes, I know there on the but remember time to say, my lawyer about we were reading the act now. I was at CI, I know. Well, there says 14 days has to be noted. Will be clear on you have to take it to the High Court 14 days, and then they have to be noted. The beneficiary will be notified. It will have to be. And to me, honestly speaking, be honest. If there's a word, I'll be very surprised. By the way, but what let me do that.
Future, but
see, just as you said, if there's a will, you'll be surprised. I don't mean to maybe said there's no will, but there's a trust.
There's a will, yeah, okay. No trust, yes, trust, no. So why am will be on the almost like a gift now. If you are talking about trust, a different thing.
That is what I think so. And that is why
the only time you've been said there's no will when Omoko letters of administration.
Yes, I didn't know file caveat. No man can say there's a will until there's no need for letters.
I saw both parties in any informed and son of Modiaba.
Yes, they gave the reason. Yes, which they gave notice now. They went to the second one.
You can't decide for what the court has to do.
But storage. Why is it that Lumba is no more, but still Odobroni and those who are at the head now are still managing the affairs of Lumba's property as well as the Don't you think there's a trust that is giving these people the power to still be in charge of Lumba? Because under normal circumstances, will be what to me. You're holding the BB till 100, now you're within a real and sana yama those
it may not even be a trust. It could be say Lumba
his business in Germany also in someone's name. How will you run it? Business in Germany.
Business say a company is
I don't know any business in Germany.
A company a very separate legal personality.
Lumba has a company in Germany actually.
Unless it's so proprietary. Companies are independent.
It was even admitted in the court. Say Lumba or Bagana or the houses in the property in the company's age. Serwaa.
It wasn't. It didn't hold no substance. I beg.
Maybe they're passing
question. Hello, future. Me pacho. Person bisa say. Esi a entokoya mami no ikun okoti. Yem fa ni say. William Abako say or no any the only wife. What is the implications?
So implication is if there's no word, I don't know the high implication. If there's no word that here in this law no, I just say spouse no in parent back home. You know, spouse ni pay manager padre na na say come be manager padre na. So double nuclear that lumba be special business I'm okay can say evidence to that na sa padre no percentage that lumba dey go kana padre be chew. What you say? Yeah, baby, obi on that lumba bibi and that lumba ho ade na ekoche. Say obi di that lumba kai ti meje kan ho that lumba ho. That lumba di bang bi kai tifrim. Ti that lumba dey that lumba japade nko. And ekoche sa ajapade no 20% ekoma oyere. 55 ekoma ema no can be baby be or baby akra bia ya whether wedlock in house of wedlock ni nyina no eyema. Ansana 10 na 40 asia 12.5 but now won't asia koka you have be say beka dia kanu and the odia dia customary mu mamre mu no 12.5 abusia mu dia no ehenti no enu say obema ana yesaka say matrimonial ho e bia dan yi dan ba kuma emane yere ansana ya kwache ya kan nyina kan those things the very affected their property sharing especially now improve said as a will be a young high sia shisha wona okay I think that's the implication.
Okay, in this case,
my point of question, and your mom, you know, court, or Baba,
the
counter claims to I said counter claim to honestly a plaintiff.
Yes.
Future. Mibusa said, Patrol, my main family last one and Twasser. Mibusa said, in this case, per said the Utreme. Now, young fan said, one of them has been relegated from. To say, okay, my main fan said, yeah, you are doing near free Muse or Lumba fear now or team no, or more right is on to the free one, as I say.
Oh, the law, yes, and the man would not be looked. The man, anything to do with that abusing Japan, unless I make us say, oh, Ninda Mobile, I show say, or no, only different thing. I read that number there. Other than that, I can't say BB and was not BB out number there. Is the man would not, but don't I see you time about my number, okay? The arena. But the infant said, Daniel Bacope, okay, sound a very simple, send it cannot beat me because the other one that the Lord would ask that no explain, but court would know what to do. But they say a Daniel Baco, okay, a Daniel one pay, and a Dalum.
Yeah, because they say on your European.
Yes, in that a man, you betcha, Yachama, you're in a man, okay, a man, as co-ownership. It is a Daniel 10 bedrooms, not a man 5. Now, or you're about even with. As a man, and then whatever.
In this case, the young fan said Lumba, the houses here for.
I'm not saying you die about my renema, the Anthony, the Japanese, bet you according percentage in American. You free ma, same way I say in crown and crown on under school, the influence to be more over here on school. I tell you, I bet you Japanese Canadian. It's no, but the Daniel for a young teacher movie, I say, or a crabby about no, yes, and America. It's
let it be out to say,
oh, you just Michelle, my name is Sam question. Pedi and Asaki can say, okay, the in your double new film on your which I mean a fallacy to me.
Yes,
imagine say, so yeah, son, now Lumba, a Japanese in terms of the radio station issue, any Islam of Fiano is in the name of Odobuni Prisla or a Prisla. Then what happens? If all these properties are in her name, then what happens?
Okay, it is an own consider Lumba Japade because a Odobuni Dimna Lumba a Bibian and yet,
yeah. Because I know football. Almost car, Sabi, Omoja Warrior, and whatever. Their properties are in the name of their mothers and fathers.
I say, only Panadim, I say a Hakimi or so. Moka say a Japan, near any Kojano, so it's Cabiano because the Adena Medina, okay. almost a Hakimi principle.
And that's why I'm
better to say a new Zuma. Like that means we Lumba from a Lumber idea to the acquire as who is the owner and also a title.
Okay.
Who had the title? And that means any Lumba, the Lumba idea. And that's what the chair on so. That's a question be any so a gift interval or the same as making a trust for the beneficiary, who is the beneficiary of this property? Other things in the Sunday beneficiary, but a Lumba there we know by the title. And as a company, limited liability company now more share or more share woman a Lumba, they will be 50%. They can share with the company treating as separate or that lamte, if you know that any other lamte, Papaya or Koya, Xicania or any Venezia. Papa Sikania or any or cry, me have need
Renak.
Richard
Nyama. Or no say no, they every day call to say a business bill or some fan call a the company, the fan call we know, already the uncle called to down because the company is treated as separate legal person as individual. What else? It's only a difference. A back company is a registered company, depending on the type of company.
Future Pacho, the question was answer no de mame no and I may as a
yeah, you are not getting it. Yes.
Why is the question
here? Me question na me busa say. Sisiano matrimonial home na oni Lumba e share Sesia ye na free mo say onye yera it means say now man me Akosua Serwaa or ye yere no ono na ebe take over matrimonial home na sa na me be say
yes and na me say PNDC law no and I see dey kwacha because that na say can because in far well my and I can say the PNDC law na e kwacha and I watch it say where the intestate is survived by a spouse and a child both house and both spouse and the child are entitled to absolute household charters and estate. And almost say, pennies of San City, okay? Say, a dime, baby, a matrimonial home, no, what can a dime by a young farmer, a year. So, because we see, I'm making countable answer, also on count 1 year. In
this case, no more who quite so much to the free one, and only my question. You uniform so, yeah.
Because by hand, one count one thing, cries, and a man who has some the example.
If you're not in, it's not to say, but to never free him. Son, I'm president.
Similar, and a team or be sure, say, on the Lumban SC now or a substantial contribution, and they share maybe from a grandson, the Canada, Coca nobody, and say, okay, but the BBN, Nancy and Warrena, the Manona or more share, okay?
Okay, sure. I feel
now, future Mabel. Why are we only concentrating on
I am very confused because I thought that where a woman stays with the husband.
One thing, of course, or the brain warrant. It's not about the woman still. I say I worry with spouse and now your spouse. This is an assumption or you and can't say
assumption.
Future Mabel.
Law is a spouse. On your spouse, I ain't mean funding can say on you. Unless then I make us one in the year and all evidence or contributed to that and a shaman and it doesn't body. I'm not going to Japan betcha. What is it?
Okay, future Mabel, with this contest that is going on at the court right now, court say a man in you okay. That's a appeal, maybe that's a appeal no. And so still you say man in why are we only concentrating about the properties in Ghana? Does that mean that the properties in Germany will also be brought forth for us to share, including those that are in Ghana? Is that correct?
Whoever will be there, say it can be contended. So, for example, what I can say is, what a beneficiary. Now, so he feels like said there's that Lumba, idea that Lumba share or more baby. I'm just that Lumba Japadi and Quaniche. Baby, not the you have to come. You have to go to the court and come with. You have to come with your evidence and let the court make that determination. And say I can say you will pay a administrator and as the way now.
They ask me said that as you.
No.
The fact that say Ohana Lumba tonight answer no is assume say Lumba there. The same way soon baby Lumba fee your jam.
Any problem also.
It's also assume say a honso ye na a honso ye matrimonial home before answer no feel. Anya ma
that's why you have to raise the saying you can say administrator general and answer you can say administrator. I'm on letter of administration na mama me na court na appoint administrator general about it. Who on the you can say whoever alleges by school who are can say you have to come forward with to the court and answer whichever and court and be decided say there's a proper has to be added.
Okay, that's not mean they have to allege, they have to prove say ABI Lumba there before they
send it on say or call on so compare Ellen or treasure or Ellen a requirement so be listed ni panel properties unim on the mammy call listed properties and I want Ellen. Yes, that's the way it is. I don't bring the Ellen now, so listen that Lumba properties are winning. Okay, I will or
listed properties in Ghana. Living properties in Germany. It's your doctor needs to bet me and listed properties also in Germany.
Yes, but then I will stay at
there was a paper about outside. People be outside. I'm not sure they stay that Lumba properties, you know. Only still we are no I can say half of it in that Lumba there. We property we half of it here.
Ownership, yes. And then I'm sure say you better that Lumba Japadi and Quano.
Maybe Manusi.
Okay, that's all.
No, before not doing say or ordinance or legal wife or not a sole wife. But now no, I say or a customary. That Lumba so niho to show say Oboa me 20% and as Oboa me 30%. So there's a burden shift to the woman say also proving the contribution what that Lumba properties into end that 50% in our penana.
The burden and shifted I want to show that there'll be our wow we're plentiful now the burden is already on you again. You're not able to prove wow them who alleges must prove. You're not able to prove it. The burden is already
when they can't strike a or half room.
So you have to come and prove it.
That time no him say no one so survival or what.
I'm sure say no or I will accept judgment no only there and the either way no I know obey that same argument and it doesn't matter says what you show and so on. So I'm just say don't bring so the Japanese or Ghana now that also shows say or no and then na court ni ono we die dan Lumba de no abecho enye de intidal Lumba kra no enye na yere anati ni nwa bi ko ne na ye bibi na se ni nwa ne ba se wo me ne na ye de wo mu no ye dan Lumba de na afi makwachi dan Lumba Japade nkwa na eche ti bibi ho na se ebusun Japade na enye de mfa ma enye dan Lumba kra na ekaka ye list kan ho e be ye from say we dey
property ya zoomi property we be wait say present North Legon be at the radio station ni wono maybe only mami say one as the two assassin but omuwe no Lumba nkwa na esifie no and only odobo dey be radio station no now mami say wa ba say o assassin mu be or like contribute to assassin no better than the one contribute to a time so odobo no so proof say also contribute to the company like the radio station anyway no Basa who owns the whole facility
and equity is normal no according to their contribution you can say that equity can say 50-50 no equity does not mean 50-50 equity means fairness it is a maybe 10 million a share now the 100 million I didn't have 50-50 one that is based on evidence but
future assassin mami Akosua Serwaa I say a friend's say so doctor say or no so contribution or motor assassin just as Odobroni should also prove the contribution of raising that mansion as a radio station. It's no say going to me and prove there if Odobroni cannot prove so support that Lumba raise that mansion. Na se mami Akosua Serwaa betime prove say sabi only Lumba the to assassin no a mansion so supporting na then the game changes. But if mami Akosua Serwaa also cannot prove say assassin na Lumba to ye no sabi ono so contribute na say Odobroni etime prove say ono so contribute to raising the year then mami Akosua Serwaa might not have a case because ontime prove the support of the land.